And here are your hosts, for the truth, from Central Hudson, actor, co-host, Frank Herrera, and from Central Hudson, actor, from there, your host, Andrew, the Washington.
Well, that intro is a little bit different today, and I have to like it. So that one of the kids at an event I went to this past weekend, he has a rare skin disease where he actually doesn't grow skin in certain parts of his body. Right. But he is one amazing announcer. So he was announcing during the games, and we were talking. I said, yo, you got to do something for us. So he came up with that. It was pretty cool. I liked it. I wish we could have heard his voice more. But that whole opening just got me.
That was awesome.
I'm ready to play ball. I'm ready to play.
And then the intro with the Queens Underground Film Festival, Black History Month Film Festival. That was pretty awesome.
I cannot wait.
I'm excited.
I'm looking so much forward to that. Unfortunately, I want to say tonight is our last episode with Ken Carter's Right State Farm Insurance Agency. It's been a great partnership. Ken's still going to be around. We may do things again. He may jump on the bandwagon with the Magic now. We're still in close contact. We're still going to help each other out. But this part of our reign here is over with as of tonight. And next week we start with NoFo and Peter Lupo, and we go on from there.
Yeah. Kenny, thank you very much, man. You made our first season?
First, 17 weeks. Our first 17 weeks.
You were part of history. We all made history together, honestly. So thank you, Kenny.
I appreciate you. Thank you. What do you got? What do you got? Have anything going on this week?
Well, I went to the UBS Arena in Belmont, to go see Journey. It was a great concert. We had really good floor seats.
Was it a nice journey?
It was a nice journey.
Yeah.
It took a journey on my wallet.
Oof.
2 vodka and cranberries and a pretzel. Guess how much?
That's about $45, $50.
Yeah. Try $30 more. $74 for 2 drinks and a big pretzel.
So that was the only one you had?
Well, we had 2 beforehand.
See,
so
that's
I probably
bad,
spent
man.
a total. I think I spent $600 for the floor seats.
Stupid.
Plus, it was probably about an $800 night, $850 night total combined. Listen, I could have went on vacation for that.
I'm paying $100 for my ticket. I'm slipping the dude $20 to go down.
It don't work like that no
Come
more.
on,
You can't
man.
do that no more. It used to be in the day you buy the cheap tickets and you give the guy $20, $40 and you sit right up. No more. Those days are over.
Well, that's why I stay home.
I used to do that at Shea Stadium as a kid. We'd go buy that. We used to get remember when they used to have the tickets on the side of the milk cartons and you get into Shea for like $2 or whatever?
No, I don't remember.
You were 51 years old.
I am not 51 years old.
Right,
I am not.
You're 5 years younger.
Get out of here.
Please,
Whatever.
come on.
Listen,
You act like you're 30 and I'm 50.
Stop. You don't even know what you're talking about.
You're an idiot.
Just lay in front of a bus.
So anyway, that was my weekend. So it was fun but expensive.
So what I was out at St. Raphael's Winter Classic. It's a basketball tournament put together by one of my old high school classmates, David Hudzik. It was a great event. The turnout was awesome. It was a 2-day event. Saturday and Sunday you had the qualifying on Saturday, and then Sunday were the finals. He had some great people come out. Felipe Lopez. Bob, you have that picture? Felipe Lopez. And I was happy to see the way that event turned out. So today is my mother's birthday. So I woke up not knowing what I should do, what I should say. Because as you know, I publicly went out and let everybody know what I felt like. And I still feel the same way. It's not changing. But to show that I am an adult, I am a big person, I reached out and wished her a happy birthday. And I hope all goes well. And I was trying to get a message across, and I was trying to think, and the best thing that I could do is come up with something like this. So when I squeeze this, I can't put the toothpaste back into this tube, no matter how hard I squeeze it. No matter how hard I try, I can't put the toothpaste back into this tube. You hold the toothpaste like this, nothing comes out. But if I apply pressure, something comes out. The amount of pressure I apply is the amount that comes out. This is the same way with our words. Your words come out of your mouth. You can't put them back in. So you have to be strong in what you say. I stand behind what I say. So at that time that I said it, those are strong words that I said, but I have learned, I've moved on. I'm not going to forget, but I can move forward and say happy birthday and let you know that when you speak, you can't get those words back. So think before you speak. Be sure of what you're saying and don't regret what you're saying. Be true to who you are. Be true to yourself. And that's why we have the show called The Truth.
I wish I liked that.
We're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be back after this. Hey, so we're here with one of our buddies, Ray Cacavelli. But before we even get into anything, how was that opening?
It was deep. You had me speechless, and that's pretty hard to do.
For you to shut up that long, it was pretty good. I put a lot of thought into what I was going to do and what I was going to say and how to get that message across, because everyone deals with it. Most people say something and they regret it. You can't put it back in. No, I don't regret anything I said. But anyway, so that was a story about my family. Now we're going to talk about Ray Cacavelli's family. Ray, we met at a wrestling event in Clifton, New Jersey.
Where you dubbed me the
the professional heckler, because you were outrageous.
I don't know if anybody remembers, we had him on the show not too long after that.
Right. No, not too long. 2 days after.
2 days after, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
They made me call me like, you've got to get a spot for Ray. I'm like,
Yeah,
"We'll
we
get
had
him
to
on."
put him on. So in time, we've gotten to know each other a little bit better, and we got to talk. And you sent me a message. He's like, "Hey, you might want to check this out. I have a story." He said, "Maybe it's good for your show." And I was so hectic, I didn't get to it. It was like a week later, and he was like, "Hey, did you get to?" I said, "Ray, I was so busy, I didn't get to it." I stopped what I was doing, and I read it, and immediately, I'm like, "Yeah, we're doing this."
Yeah, I know, you know me, I love that stuff.
I'm like,
"Oh,
yeah,
we
we're
gotta
doing
do
it."
It's an intriguing story.
It's definitely a story. So Ray, tell us about the story that you have.
Okay, so it started, the story, I mean, obviously started many years ago. What decided for me to come and bring the story to light was simply the fact that I was going back with Sal Ranella. We made this introduction with Good Friday, and we're tossing around some plot lines and stuff, and some storyline going back and forth, and and I was thinking of stories, and I said, you know what? I said, listen, everybody loves a good mob story, right? Everybody loves a good mob movie, but nobody ever really thinks about what it really is, right? And I had first-hand experience with my family with it, and I'm going to get into that in a second. And we love to glorify mobsters, right? We glorify them and stuff, but there really is very little glory there. And the reason I could say that is my grandfather was a mobster. He was in the Genovese family. My father was ashamed of it. He never spoke about it. I saw what it did to my father. It kind of made him a bitter man. It made him, kind of very reserved. You hear all these bits and pieces throughout your life. You don't really know what to make of it, right? You hear stories, and you think people are over-embellishing, or people calling him a bookie. And I was like, okay, he's a bookie, And for years and years, I was like, all right, he was a bookie. And then you start hearing more stories, and, he was...
Excuse me, Ray, how much of the life did you know about as a kid?
That's what I was going to ask him.
While you were
when did you know
growing up-
that your family was a little different, say, from Johnny's up the block,
You know what? Not until I was in my teens, right? Until in my teens when...
You figured it out for yourself?
Well, I would hear things. My mom would start whispering things. Things would come up in, family discussions at family parties. I mean, there's only so much stuff that you can see that you start putting two and two together. And in all honesty, until my father got sick with cancer, he never really laid it on the line, right? When my father was sick with cancer, he was, very weak at that point, and I was able to ask him anything, right? And he spilt the beans, and boy, did he spill the beans.
What question did you have that lingered inside you that you wanted to ask him for so long?
I remember the first question.
What was that?
Tell me about your father.
Oh, straight to it.
Straight to it. Tell me about your father. And he just looked at me and he said, he was a gangster. He said he was as notorious as they came, as feared as they came. And I loved him. He was my father, but that's who he was. And he didn't like speaking about him. He did not like speaking about him. It's almost like he shut that part of his, everybody shares, my mother had a horrible relationship with her father, right? Still always spoke about him, loved him. When my father spoke about his father, there obviously was a lot of love, right? And there's going to be more stories, and we've decided actually to come out with this because we have people here going to speak. We're going to try to turn this into a real A-class movie. All right,
and we appreciate you coming on and breaking this stuff. We really
Wait,
appreciate it.
you guys, so this is the first time that you're announcing in public?
This is the first time I'm announcing in public that my grandfather was a member of the Genovese family. First time it's ever been spoken about in public by any family member. My grandfather that I speak about, actually, my father was born to his sister. My father's mother died giving birth to him. She had some medical conditions and knew that her birth was a high risk.
Excuse me, a genie coming in or something?
That might have been me. I'm
what
sorry.
the hell is this?
So she got sick, and she expressed that her brother raised my father. And he did. He raised him from birth, and he raised him like he was his own son. He was very affluent, lived in Jamaica Estates, near one of our former presidents. I'll give you one guess.
Yeah, Donald Trump, huh?
Donald Trump lived
Well-
right near him.
Hold on. We live so close that we have, Bobby, we have a picture of Sharky's house.
Sharky's house.
So we have a picture here coming to Sharky's house, and it's coming. We all have we all have genies. There's a genie in our lamp tonight.
Oh, there you
There's
go.
Sharky's house. Now, who's Sharky?
Sharky was Alfred Sharky Coppola. That was my grandfather. His name was Sharky.
So that's your grandfather's house, and directly across the street.
It's not directly across the street. It's kind of
Catty corner.
Yep.
Oh, same block.
It's Midland Parkway, yes.
There's this house here.
Yep.
And that belongs to who?
Belonged to Donald Trump when Sharky lived up the block.
Obviously, Donald Trump Sr., right?
Donald Trump Sr., yes.
So this is where Donald Trump Jr. grew up.
Yes. Now, the family story is that Sharky's wife, Rose, my grandma, and Donald Trump's mother played bridge together. So, we don't have, there's no really that we can confirm it, but it is believed that Sharky and Trump Sr. definitely were rubbing elbows at parties together. Wow. All right, and if I'm dead by the end of the night, you guys know why.
do I need security house? I don't need no damn security. That's interesting, though, because, like you said, you grew up with this and didn't know much about it until you got into your teenage days. So you didn't see anything like there's the side that they show on TV, and then there's a side that's actually lived.
No, my father was very disconnected from the mob. He was a legitimate businessman. He was in pharmaceuticals. He had absolutely nothing to do with it. I'm sure Sharky.
Do you hear how people could connect that?
Absolutely.
Legitimate business, but in pharmaceuticals.
Well,
yeah.
At least I didn't say waste management.
Well, that would have been a good one because I would have called you out on that for sure. That's why the trunks are extra big.
Of waste management.
The trunks are extra big in your car. Huh? So So you learned about this while your father was ill. Do you have other siblings, other family members?
Yes, I do. I've spoke to all of them about telling this story. They all agreed to it. They all gave the blessing because I guess I pretty much knew most of the story because I had a restaurant with my father for a long time. A lot of his friends used to come by, while my father was sick and, visiting him. And, after he died, they continued to come. And I got a lot of the stories, how some of my father's friends were actually used as, having to go pay visits to guys, and, time to pay up.
Yeah.
From their mouths. So I won't repeat any of their names.
Right.
The stories were told to me in confidentiality. I won't repeat any names that I haven't been given a blessing to repeat. Going back to Sharky for a second, right? He was in the toughest crew that there was the 106th Street Gang, all right? That was the crew of the crews. So he was under Trigger Mike for a while, right? Along with Fat Tony Salerno. When Fat Tony Salerno took over the gang, the crew, he was listed in FBI reports as a top associate for Fat Tony Salerno. So he was definitely, not anybody that you'd want to be playing games, right? You don't want to be messing with this guy. He was feared, but maintained, stayed under the radar for so many years. Lived very affluently. But here's the side I want to tell in the movie, right? This guy died poor, okay? He died living in Fresh Meadows, no money left, right? My father had to bury both his parents. They went, from rags to riches.
So in the movies, when someone passes away, they come in and they take care of the family. They make sure everything is taken care of, all the arrangements. So that doesn't happen in real life.
Well, at least not to my grandfather, it didn't.
Right.
You know, whether it happens or not, I don't know. I'm not an expert, but I could only speak to what I saw and things like that, you know.
Wow, that's incredible. I'm sitting here listening, and I wonder if they feel the same way sitting at home. I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, it's an interesting story. Listen, anything involving the mob is an interesting story. I get that, but I don't want to do this project and glorify it. That's not what I'm looking to do. The fact that my father never spoke about his father is an ugly thing to me. I can't imagine. I think the worst thing that I can imagine in life is my kids not talking to their kids about me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right or wrong?
Yeah.
As a father, yeah, you want your legacy to be.
I can't even think about it.
Carry on, yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
I can't even think about it. Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, that's an ugly thing. Like, listen, his stories, he definitely had a privileged life. I mean, some of the stories, he was the only teenager in the Copacabana. You know, he would go later on, take dates to the Copacabana, like the Goodfellas movie, right?
Yeah.
The table out in the front, just like that. I mean, he told some great stories. But obviously something happened along the way. Did he find out more about Sharky? What did he see? You know, that's all for the movie, right? That's all for the movie. You know, stories that I've heard, things that I found out. Sharky saved his life in an immense way, okay? With his influence, he saved my dad's life. And, it's just an incredible story, you know. Maybe we'll tell more of it in another podcast, or we'll leave it for the movie. My direction team, there's my dad with my daughter Isabella.
So you should. I just wonder, how come every hospital in the world has that same blanket?
They all do, I think.
They all do.
How is that? No matter what country you watch a TV show on, and they go in the hospital, maternity ward, they all have the same blanket.
Yeah, now my son's 35 years old, and I have pictures of him in the same blanket. So.
I'm just curious. The things that make you go, huh? Remember Arsenio Hall? But yeah, Ray, this is amazing. I can't believe it. We're going to take a commercial break, and we're going to come back. You're going to stick around, and then we're going to bring on Sal Ranella. He's an award-winning director, actor. Thinks he's a comedian, but he's not. And
he's funny.
And I can call him a friend. So we're going to take a commercial break. Maybe you'll watch a magic trick. Maybe you won't. Who knows? And we'll be back right after this.
The Queens Underground International Red Carpet is coming your way April 8th and 9th with our 3rd annual Black History Month Film Festival. Reserve your tickets early for non-stop drama, action, sci-fi, poetry, series episodes, documentaries, and live entertainment with Nate the Mime and Andrew Washington, magician extraordinaire. Featuring red carpet interviews, The Truth with Andrew Washington and Frank Carrera. It Is What It Is with Cindy Savell. New Jersey's live 365 WNJR radio DJ, Lewis Gordon. And host of The Morning Dose, Brandon Flanders. Tickets are on sale now to join us at King Manor Museum, conveniently located in downtown Jamaica, Queens, New York. Queens Underground, 718.com.
Listen, yeah, and they be calling me the man. I done ran through you chucks, I don't give up. I'm about to get them now. What's my...
And we are back with the ever disheveled director Sal Ranella. You don't know what it took to get him
Turned
on
into
right
a
here.
wrestling match, look at
Holy Christ! And we got Ronaldo Mancini.
Sal, slide over a little bit.
We got Ronaldo Mancini. He just
See,
came
there
out
we go.
there.
There he
And
is.
then we got Donna Martucci. You don't even know what it took me to pronounce her name right. You don't have no idea. There's a string of emails about how do you pronounce your name. So Luge, Tuge, and there she is. She's popping up. She's in here. There we are. We just got invaded.
There we
Joe
go.
Larson's here, but I'm not coming on our one damn room.
Security.
He's doing security. So, Ray, tell us how Sal comes into the play, how Donna's tied into this.
So it was Sal that, with Sal's urging that, he got me to come out and tell the story. He said, if we're going to make a movie about this, let's bring this story to Andrew and Frank.
Thank you.
And headline this story. It was actually my idea. But
Oh, wow.
and
Revisionalist.
we'll do this the right way, like a real movie. And I told Sal, I said, listen, if this is going to be done, it's got to be done the right way. This is going to have my father and my grandfather's name on it. This cannot be done, in a haphazard way. I said, it's got to be done the right way. Sal immediately said, Ronaldo Mancini. Okay? And here's Ronaldo. We asked him to come on board. Sal also said Donna. Well, I always thought about bringing Donna, but actually Sal wanted to bring her into the production team. So that was, we learned some things that she can bring. And Joe Larson was a package deal. We had no choice.
No choice.
The new Sonny Corleone.
It was either take
Donna or nothing, right?
Right.
So, yeah.
it was a
I understand.
a very welcome package.
Yeah,
Look at him. So we decided to do this the right way. Get some good input, get a good team going. And right now, I'm going to shut up about the movie and let Sal and Ronaldo and Donna do their job.
Yeah, because I want to know what Donna does, because you guys don't know. I had never met Donna before. I talked to people.
met.
Well,
We did
we
meet.
passed.
Yeah,
we
we
passed each other.
Yeah, we did.
Well,
In the hallway in high school.
At the rap party.
At the rap party. And
Oh.
at the restaurant. We were shooting pool. Weren't you there shooting pool that night?
No.
He wasn't shooting pool that night?
No.
Oh, I thought you were there. Yeah,
See?
come on.
I got that face, though.
No,
I got
no,
that
you're
face.
unmistakable.
Yeah, so, I talk to people like we know each other for a long time, but I see Donna on Facebook.
Well, you have that
every day.
personality, and that's
Oh,
why we're
zip
all
it.
together. It's the personalities that feel like we've known each other, right?
So, Donna, what do you do?
Oh, that's a long story.
Yeah, well like your role in
My role
this.
here is writing and assistant in production.
Okay.
So I'm very excited. I'll be helping with casting and organizing and pulling everyone together, as well as everything.
Oh, let me make sure you have my card before you leave. I got a headshot, too.
Whoa!
We could fit you in for an audition.
Oh, wow, that's good. See, I got another one.
There you go.
Yeah,
Everybody has to audition.
that's right.
That's right.
And Ronaldo, Sal said that you're the first guy to call. Why is that?
I'm very grateful. Sal and I spent some time on set together, and Sal's a great guy. And a few days later, I guess, Ray reached out to me, and he said he was putting together this story. And I fell in love with it, because it was, it was more like a documentary or,
There's
fiction.
that documentary.
Yeah. There's that documentary.
No!
We won't do it that. But anyway, so I was kind of
It's
humbled by
not a
it.
documentary.
It's a
It's not a
biopsy.
documentary.
It's a biopsy.
It's a true story.
It's a true story, based on true events.
It's
But,
based on
So
true
that
events,
is the
correct.
reason why I'm on the team, so
Right.
we don't throw words out like that.
There you go. See, there you go.
My
There's a
bad.
perfect example of where you fit in.
That's
That's
right.
awesome.
Well,
But
she's
anyway,
better
so
than
yeah, he told me some background about the story and all, and he came up with giving me one of the lead roles, and I was very humbled by it, and I accepted.
Young
and,
Sharky right here.
That's me.
Young Sharky
That's
right
me.
here.
Oh, wow.
I pegged him for the spot right away. That's
sir.
him right here.
Let's give
Wow.
him a round of applause.
Yeah.
I'll give you a round of applause.
That's
it.
you.
Yeah, give myself a round of applause.
Oh, that's why we did that? I could
I already
like...
saw him reviewing
No, so I'm
the
very
script,
humbled,
like he
but I
was
want to
into
thank
it.
Sal and I want to thank Ray for bringing me on board, and we're trying to do the best production we possibly can. Obviously, we're in pre-production right now, and I'll do the best I can to help in raising funds and getting this thing off the ground, and whatever aspect that they need me to do, I'm there.
That's awesome.
I just want to take a minute and say hello to a few people. Joe DeBarry
Hey,
is
Joe.
definitely
What's
watching.
up,
Joe?
How are you doing, buddy?
Who's in this project as well?
Yes.
Yeah, Monica, Christine,
That's his sister.
Oh, Jenna Marie, that's your wife. There.
That's my
his
wife.
wife.
Wow, the whole crew. Michelle Asta, of course, she's
Michelle.
always
Michelle.
watching us. Oh my God, I got so many people out there.
Yeah.
There's Tara who's watching with her kids. I can't believe they're still up.
My kids are watching too.
Your kids are
If
watching.
you're playing
kids are
tarot
hearing
cards,
hearing a lot of
stop.
first
Watch
part.
this show.
We got Richard Kern tuning in.
Oh, look at that.
The story that you have is incredible, and I'm going to tell you that there are a lot of people out there that find this story incredible, because one of the things that we do is we go by like what the views we have, and during that show we usually have like 15. We have 40 views right now, people watching at this time. Which
And I know I got family members that are watching.
which is great. I haven't even begun to share this out yet. Well, I'll do so after. This is such a great story, and the thing that I like about it is it's from the people who lived it. It's not in someone like Donna's brain that's putting it out there. This is your real life story. So you can kind of control how it's told to make sure it's told the right way. And like you say, it takes a team to bring that together. This guy, I've seen some of the things that he does, and
He's a little quirky, but man,
right.
This
is what you
amazing.
I've worked with Sal, and he's got an attention to detail that, and if you don't like it, he'll tell you.
He's Mike Quentin Tarantino.
He has no problem telling you, hey, asshole,
quirky guy,
do it
but,
again.
He gets stuff done.
He's good at what he does.
Now,
Sal,
Donna's going to
definitely.
be part of continuity, so you'll pick all that up, right?
Right.
Yes,
There you
definitely.
go.
Is there a time frame? Like how does this process go from here? So now that you have the idea, you decided you
That's
want to do it.
asking an awful lot of questions.
Doesn't he though? I think we should do him in the
a lot of
back.
questions.
Let's do him in the back.
I don't know if you knew. I don't know if you know where I grew up. I'm not afraid of that.
So we were talking outside. You've already got some stuff written already, right, Sal?
The beauty of this. Yeah. Is he flirting with her? Joe, wake up here.
No, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah, dude,
So Sal, before he rudely interrupted,
I
you what you're
know.
saying?
So what happens is the beauty of this is there's a complex character that's cynical, defies laws and moral agreements in society, but he also, because of adopting his nephew, that becomes his son, that this man grows up to become Ray's stepfather. There's a beauty to it where he wants to help society. So it's like Goodfellas meets Lean on Me or something of that nature. It's different than just a shoot 'em up movie. It's got a
I
lot
like that
of
analogy a lot,
yeah.
yeah.
There's a lot of cool stuff in there.
He is quirky, but he's smart.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
no,
you.
he's smart. Gotta give him that, though.
Yeah, he is
He's there,
smart.
he talks a good line.
No,
Very good at what he does.
You know, I know that Sal has an acting school, teaches acting. So occasionally I hit him up with some questions and stuff. I'm preparing myself for the day, and he showed me some videos. He's got some things I watch, and
And he's got an upcoming acting class, correct?
Yeah, well,
I
we're
know.
going to do the acting class. I'm going to do it as a thank you to the guys that were on Good Friday. Usually we charge $50. We're going to do like $25, only as a thank you. You got to put a price to things, or otherwise people do not respect it. Because I'm going to give them 30, 40 years of information.
Well, that's cool. I'm glad that you said that, because the appearance fee on my show is $50. So I have to put a price on it so you respect that you're here delivering your message on my show.
Well, I just spoke to the lady
50,
before your show.
100, 150. We only charge you 25 because
You're flirting with her.
Security. So
listen, the
did
lady.
you see my opening? Your words. You
I
can't take them
spoke
back.
I spoke to the
I did
psychic.
see that.
I spoke to the psychic before we came on, and she said to us that we're going to bring value to your show.
Is that what she said?
I mean, I only shared it about 50 times just before coming on.
Yeah.
well, we'll
Anyway,
see how that
I
goes.
think
I
this
do
is-
have to say though, first of all, they did choose you to say this.
I know. I
They
appreciate
they
that.
wanted it to be you to be the
I
first
appreciate
person.
that. Because
And-
I would have cried like a little girl if it wasn't.
I think people are going to be surprised
Yeah.
because there is a formula that we follow. We're going to put a bigger, tighter team together. And then we're going to do some things that we haven't done before to add, so we grow. I mean, it wouldn't do anything for us to say we're just going to do the same tried formula. We're going to keep improving on the formula and bring in some bigger known names. We're going to start from the top, fill those spots, and then we're gonna.
Sal, how is this going to be different from like any other mob story that's been told, like a Goodfellas or a Godfather? Like, what's your formula?
I think we're going to do something different. I mean, Godfather too. He adopted Tom Hagen, so you could there's parallels.
Right.
You could also say it's a rich man and his kids, so it's like a king and his princes.
But I think I'm sorry, Sam.
Yeah. Let me finish for a second. Go ahead, because he's got to. Okay. So what happens is, the difference is going to be where we film it in a way that it doesn't look like Goodfellas or Godfather, but it might say to people, yes, it does, because you got to remember that before Godfather, they did mob movies. They used Charles Bronson. They've used other guys, and the movies went nowhere. But it's the stylistic. What happened was it was combining Puzo, Francis Ford Coppola, and these actors that were from the Actors Studio. I mean, we're not from the Actors Studio. We got our own technique that I don't use the Actors technique or their technique, but we've got our own method. We get down and dirty, and we're going to bring in guys like, in our level, Pacino, Brando. We want to get guys that can go nitty gritty, toe to toe. You heard some of the lines. You got to go toe to toe. It's not fucking just dialogue. I'm not giving pedantic dialogue. This is going to be, you're going toe to toe.
Excited already.
Yeah, just the dialogue alone is going to set the tone. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And you got a lot of good guys.
I mean, that's kind of my forte, is setting, not only framing a shot, but also dialogue of the era.
And who are some of the other names we brought on board already? So
Artie Pasquale, Joe DeBarry.
Joe Catalano.
Yeah, Joe Catalano, Big Jim, Dijon Bonavia. There's a few guys, and we're going to be scouring for bigger names right now.
We are.
We're not going to say. As the budget comes in and different producers have jumped on board, there's other people that have jumped on board. I just got off the phone with a guy that produced a movie that one of us was in, and as I was talking to him, he actually mentioned a name, and I go, that's the guy I want to talk to, because he's produced a known movie. I know the guy, and I was telling them earlier, better to bring in guys that have directed to be our assistant directors than just guys that have never directed, because this one guy, he's directed a known film. He's a friend of ours, and he's also been involved, without saying who it is, and that he was on a movie recently that he was an assistant director to a movie that I was on. So those are the guys you want, guys that have experience. So we're trying to up the ante.
We're upgrading.
For many reasons.
Awesome. I thank you guys so much for actually choosing us first to bring this out.
Thank you.
It's definitely an honor. We are definitely trying to do things different than a lot of people. We're trying to do it bigger like you. Each week we try to do more and add more and bring bigger name guests. And then we brought you guys in.
Thanks. Backhanded.
See what I deal with?
I know. No, but that's different. Yeah, we're gonna be, no. But you guys, I want you guys to give before I kick you guys all out. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing, and then we'll get to everybody. I know Donna, that you guys just did a shoot somewhere, the prison scene. You said that.
We can't talk about that.
Okay, can't do
Next
that.
time when I come on, we can talk about that.
All right, so next one. So that's why I'm going to shut up and let them talk. Just go around. Tell us what you're doing, where they can see you, what movies you're in, whatever.
Recently, we just Sal and I just finished filming Good Friday, so that's where Sal and I met for the first time.
As well as For the Love of Pizza.
And For the Love of Pizza, that's right. And so we kind of hit it off on set, and I just kept going back, and he likes me, and I like him, and we just.
it was an on-set romance.
Did you guys go to dinner? I was just going to ask. Did you guys go to dinner? He likes me. I like him.
Listen, Ronaldo is a powerful and attractive man.
See, we're not going to do that here.
And he's
We're not going to do that.
He's actually a very hold on. He's a very powerful actor.
Thank you.
And he delivers the goods both on Good Friday and For the Love of Pizza, and also the movie or the show that he's working on, Down the Shore.
Absolutely.
And what happens is you want to upgrade by bringing the guys from the last phase of, say, Good Friday that delivered. You want to reward them, and that's what we're trying to do. Reward people, and this could be a very stylistic thing, because this is like I mean, it's up to us when we want it to start date-wise, but it could be pre-Goodfellas, maybe somewhere after Godfather and right before Goodfellas, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, if we want it to be. And we could play with some stylistic stuff. I mean, we have some guys on our team that love to play dress-up. And now, not only do they get to play dress-up, but they get to work on a script that's very Shakespearean, if you ask me.
Right, that was going to be my question. Were you going to just stick to like a certain genre, like a 40s or 50s, or were you going to go tell it from the 40s all the way into the 70s?
That's what we're
and
going to
maybe
discuss,
80s?
because what happens is, if you jump too much, that's a problem. And so we're going to come to an agreement where, when, and then we're going to choose a guy to play older Sharky later on. But you have to go with some era that this gangster stuff, because he was born in 1901, 1911,
1902.
1902, something like that. So what happens is,
A long time ago.
so by by World War II, he's already, he's in his,
Established.
he's in his 40s.
In 1945 was the first time I could find any, first FBI report that I could find that he got in trouble.
I think it's important to say that we
1945.
have research people working on the research and pulling everything up to make sure that we can verify everything, so that we have all of the evidence.
accurate.
It's not just memories.
Authentic.
Right, yeah,
Authentication.
Authentic. We want to make sure it's authentic.
So let me
It's very
just say
important
one
'cause
thing
you
about
wouldn't want somebody
Sharky.
picking it apart on
I just
you
want to say one
after
thing
it's
about
over.
Sharky.
No, and it helps to write it too.
I'm scared.
Let's just speak about Sharky's credit. The man never ratted. The man was indicted multiple times. The man sat in jail rather than rat. That was hardcore mobster. And even though my father never ever told me that those were mobster, morals that were instilled in him, my father instilled those morals in me. You don't rat. You don't tell on your friends. You keep your mouth shut, and you just grind every day. And you don't beg, and you don't. Well, a lot of things he told me that I can't repeat right now.
Yes. The beauty of this is there is like a 10 commandments to being in Cosa Nostra, right? And what happens is, of course, Goodfellas, the Gallo brothers, they kind of like, put their nose to it. So we're going to go back in the day when those 10 commandments, for the most part, were adhered to.
Biggie Smalls has 10 commandments too. Did you hear those? The 10 crack command.
heard
oh,
of it,
yeah.
yeah.
No, not like
a little
that.
different, though.
Something like that.
I like the way you're trying to interject
Yeah.
from left field. I guess it makes for an interesting joke. Somebody's going to laugh, or someone's going to write in there,
Guys used to do
hey,
Yeah.
Andrew is witty.
Donna, what about you?
No.
What about me? So I've worked with Sal on Good Friday. That was actually where I met you, where I met him and worked for the first time, and that was where I worked with Ronaldo for the first time, and actually that's when I met all of you for the first time.
Actually, you're right. That's
That's
right.
right. Each and every one of you for the first time. Always on that set, and we had a lot of great talent there, some of which we are bringing forward with us on this project. But Sal and I just filmed a project
In North Carolina.
in North Carolina.
We had a lot of
which we aren't
fun.
gonna talk about. We had a great time.
We had a great time with
And
Joe.
We filmed a great scene.
Great.
But we're not going to talk about it.
No, we can talk about our. We can talk about our
Oh, I
scene.
just can't get this right. Well,
can talk about
you
that.
talk about what we can talk about
We can talk
for,
about our
for 2
scene.
minutes.
But my point was that was the first time that actually, even though we've worked together, that was the first time we actually did a direct scene together. So we experienced that dynamic very differently than we ever had before. And then we started talking about writing and some writing ideas, and we said, we have to do this together. So that was fabulous.
Right.
I think one of the things that Sal said that really matters is this team that Ray and Sal talked about and created has a chemistry that they had from the day that they met. And that, I think, always makes a difference.
True.
And when you start there with a really solid plan, you're talking about, and with the intention of creating anything we've ever created individually or as a team before, we're excited
Well,
about it.
I want to add on that. First of all, Ray has been super helpful in Good Friday, as the rest of the guys and gals have been here. But Ray was in the first scene where we had Pat Maroney. And a lot of those guys were from Bronx Tale. We had Lou Venaria that day.
Venaria was met for the first-
and Ray,
He was
Great
there.
guy.
Great
and
guy.
Ray actually was very cool. He goes, I don't have to be in anything major. I just have to be there. And what happens is, as we become good friends, I mean, he lives by me. We get to hang out a lot. And so we're trying to like I said, we have a formula. There's some things in Good Friday that are probably, according to a lot of the people on the set, especially in the wedding scene, that this is like, there's some scenes that are the biggest scenes in indie film history, like things that we did in the feast, in the bocce, in the stand-up, in the wrestling, in the feast scene where we shot for 4 or 5 days. So there's some things where, especially in the wedding, like we do that's big. And so now if we bring that to this and we concentrate and we do it like really like laser sharp, we'll have a fantastic project because the story is there.
Well, I appreciate all you guys coming.
Thank you for having us.
Really, I do.
Thank you.
Sal, thank you.
Thank you,
Ray,
Andrew.
I
Thank you,
appreciate you
Frankie.
coming for the story.
Thank you so much.
Ronaldo,
Gentlemen,
thank
thank you
you.
for listening.
Thank you
Donna,
so
thank
much.
you. Joe,
Thank you so
thanks
much.
for coming along.
The real Sonny
I
Corleone.
appreciate you. But we're going to take a commercial
Little,
break.
little Joey
and we'll be back
Cartwright.
right after this.
Okay, thank you. So we split?
Troianello Cigars, created by cigar enthusiast Michael Troianello of Scranton, PA, prides itself in offering top-notch cigars not only to the Pennsylvania market but worldwide. Troianello Cigars is a proud maker of premium hand-rolled cigars with a wide range of premium cigars, flavored cigars, and accessories. You're sure to find what you're looking for.
Hi, filmmakers, producers, dancers, singers, musicians, poets, and small businesses. Submissions are still open for the Queens Underground International Black History Month Film Festival. Submit your project before March 12th. Visit queensunderground718.com. The festival is on April 8th and 9th. Submit your movie short, music, dance, poetry videos, web series, or talk show episode.
Well, that was pretty incredible.
I can't wait. I'm excited. I mean, like I said, we've all worked with Sal. I've worked with Sal on Good Friday. I was part of the feast scene and the fights. And the one thing about Sal is he's very focused and knows what he wants from each and every one of them. And even if you're not directly, this is one of Sal's biggest things, even if you're not directly in the scene and you're off to the side, you still need to be doing your job even though you have no lines, because that's just as intricate to the part as the person speaking. And that's one thing that Sal taught me. And even when I do background work, I always make sure I'm selling whatever I'm supposed to be doing.
I can't wait. I look forward to the time.
No, it's going to be awesome. It's a great
story.
story, and I mean, who doesn't love a good mob story, you know?
So before we go too much further, I told you what I did last week. I got to tell you about an event that I have coming up on March 23rd. It's with Think Happy New York. Think Happy New York is an organization that is kind of like Make-A-Wish, but it's for the living, the children of the members going through hospice. The event's at the Jericho Terrace, March 23rd. It's $125 a plate. It's a great cause.
Excellent cause.
Tons of Islander memorabilia, and this is an event Clark Gillies was going to
unfortunately, he's no longer with us.
But unfortunately he passed away. So I can't wait to get to this event. I'm going to do some magic. I'm going to walk around. I'm going to see, do whatever they want. But I got a call from a friend. He said, "Hey, do you want to do this? They're willing to pay you." And I said, "This is what my fee is." And he didn't hesitate when he said, "Let's do it."
That's great.
So I've been waiting a couple of months for this, and I can't wait. So that's that.
Listen, what I need to do is, and we need to give a shout out to the official caterer of The Truth with Andrew Washington and Frank Herrera. Leonardo's Pizza and Pasta at 20 Broadway Avenue, Massapequa. Dominic always gets us a nice
Food was
spread
delicious.
every show. His number is 516-795-5577. Give him a call. Tell him you heard about his restaurant on our show. We can't thank him enough for everything he does for us. So we appreciate everything Dominic does for us and the nice spread of food he puts out every week for us.
So how about those videos from the red carpet event?
Dude, I'm so excited. Like I sit home and I think about it and I can't even believe that Like never in my life did I think I'd be co-hosting a red carpet event.
There's the video, like, you know, it's talking about what's going on, and then I'm watching it for the first time, and it says live performances by Nate Moran and Andrew What? That's me. That's
I know,
me.
and then my kid saw it. He's like, "Oh, Dad, that's your name."
And then right afterwards, they go right back in, and Andrew watching it. I'm like, that's
red
me
carpet
again.
interviews.
That's
Yeah,
me.
my son got a kick out of that.
It's exciting.
Adrian's actually coming on our show April 4th. She's bringing some folks with her from the film festival. She's going to come back on, and
excellent.
We love her. And Adrian, I promise I will have it nice and catered for you like the last time you were here with Nate.
Listen, we're gonna do. We're not gonna take a break, but it's something that we said we were gonna do each week with that boy Miko Khalidi.
Miko's been killing it. Get his videos every week.
He's got something else out. This was a little bit of a freestyle. We don't have a video, but we are going to play the audio for you right now. Here's a little something from our boy Miko Khalidi.
It's Miko. No gimmicks, baby. Straighten this thing out right here. I'm off. I'm hitting the tempo, the bass to the treble. I know it resembles the shit you've been listening to. Depends on the mood, but you can assume I'm once in the blue. Land on the moon, shit, I'm confused. Look at the tombs, look at the news. No one's amused, no one's awake. They hitting the snooze, yeah. Blue cheese, blue pills, blue dream. I feel. Say things that aren't real, cause maybe they won't feel. It's a part of the plan to influence. It's a part of the land to continue. This the subconscious subservience to the people. Deceitful, they taking a plea to end it all. But you talking about guns all day long. Hold the phone, who's in my home? Must be the rapper from that song that pushing the shit you listen to. You addicted to what's insisted, predicted since the dawn of time. Fuck your body, they want your mind. And if you inclined to give them what they want, they caught another fish. And yeah, I'ma cast a net and calculate what's coming next. Like I was really rich, I barely miss. And I hope you get the catch, but I barely pitch this shit unless I get a hit. Now watch me flip this mess. Just take a listen, I'm doing it different. You see in my vision inside your mind. Know I'm so lifted, you know it's depicted. I'm shipping opinions above the sky. It's like an addiction, I'm chasing the chicken. I started a business just to get by. Pushing like fitness and God is my witness. I'm spitting these lyrics like I'm about to die. Go take a dive, mount my mind. Food for thought and it's sitting in brine. Forget you despise, it kept me alive. Keep you benign while I just thrive. Where the humility, you must be kidding me. I'm flipping the switch like I am a utility. Fuck if you feeling me, fuck the civility. Witness ability, you gon' be feeling me. Straightening, straightening, straightening. Gone, straightening, straightening, straightening. Yeah, straightening, straightening, straightening. No gimmicks, straightening, straightening, straightening. It's Miko.
Miko killing it again.
Another one.
Yo, he sends me stuff every day, and I just hit him back up. I actually had one of his friends hit me up today. I got to dig back in. He's friends with Miko, and I've been listening to his stuff. I think I'm going to hit him up and maybe have him come on the show. And the kid's amazing, too. So
There is so much undiscovered talent. It is so hard to break out into the music industry, into the entertainment world. You know, it's so hard. One of the things that I have, that I also didn't mention, is Wednesday night, I'm doing an event at the Laugh Den of Laughs. It's on IGTV. It's a hit show, they tell me. The lady, I'm not sure how we came about, but she messaged me, and I said, sure, yeah, I'll do
hey,
it.
listen, it's a small world. What did I tell you? What did I tell you the message I got from a lady in the UK last week?
Oh, you couldn't believe it. This guy's getting messages from the UK about our show.
Not friends with anybody, no mutual friends. She was on YouTube. She saw us. She watched us, and she hit us up and told me that she liked it. From the United Kingdom.
So
how does that happen?
I guess we're doing good things. I appreciate everybody watching because this is something that like Frank and I want to take a lot further. And I started out the show with my words, and I stand behind them. Be true to yourself. If you can't be honest and truthful with yourself, then you can't be honest and truthful with anybody else.
And that's the thing. We talk about it all the time. Me and you are friends. We've been friends for a long time. And what I love about us is if I'm screwing up, you'll pull my coat. If you're screwing up, I'll pull your coat. And there ain't none of this, well, I'm mad at you, you're mad at me. We push each other. Well, we're two assholes.
You just got to deal with it. That's just what you got to do. You got to deal with it.
But that's real. That's what we talk about.
You know,
It's
and,
like, you know.
and staying true to the form of our show, you know, I bought stuff with my family out there. But it's stuff that I thought about afterwards. You know, I'm not happy about my situation. You know, I wish my situation was different. It is what it is. So it can't change, but I had to let it be known that I feel this way.
Yeah.
So it's not that I want to retract my words. I just want to make some explanation behind my words.
Well, you know what? You said what you had to say because, unfortunately, when my father died, I didn't get a chance to tell him the things that I wanted to say, that I understood why things were the way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I wish I had that time back. I told him when he was laying on the gurney, dead, you know, with tubes hanging out of him, like, you know.
Well, and that's something that I want to avoid, and I hope that I can do something to make a change. You know, make a change on how I am, and hopefully that, you know, we only have so much time left that we all can make a change. Because I got to tell you, it sucks growing up without no family. You know, I have family around, but every holiday I either sit home, I eat Chinese food, and everyone's like, "Oh, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do this?"
Turkey in my house this year.
Last Thanksgiving, Frank got me off the couch. He heard I was going to eat Chinese food. You know, all these things that I'm doing to share with nobody but my friends, and I can't say friends and family. You guys don't know how much that hurts, and you're missing a damn good journey just sitting back in whatever world you're in. This journey's still going on. I'm still moving forward. I'm moving forward at the speed of light. I can't even keep track of the stuff that we're moving forward with. And each time we get an opportunity, it's bigger and
Who would have
bigger.
thought last summer when we sat in my backyard and we kicked this, or you kicked this idea to me, who would have thought we would be where we are right now? It's such a pace. I knew it was going to be good. I just didn't know that we were going to have the opportunities that we have. We're hosting a red carpet event in Queens for the Queens Underground Black History Film Festival.
The celebrities, the people that are going to be there, the stories that are going to be told, the people that we get to interview on the red carpet, the people we get to bring this to everybody else.
And just look at the interviews we've had with people, you know, whether it's Skype or whatever. We had K Solo on, you know, people we grew up listening to. We had Chris
Bringing them
Cerrone
together.
on, you know, from Goodfellas. Like, it's
Dude, we have so
it's an
many people
amazing
pushing
journey we're on.
us. We have Teresa with Tea Time pushing us. Michelle Astor with Disturbed and Confused pushing us. Bobby in the booth always telling us we can do this, do this. You know, Max is always here for us. We have a team. We assembled a team that we have around us and a support group.
And that's the thing too. Like we don't really, you know, we don't say it enough, but Max is what kind of keeps us.
Yeah, it's
he
a
keeps
little
us
thing.
in line because sometimes we can drift apart, but it's Max, you know.
He makes sure we know when it's time. He damn sure makes sure. With that, this is Andrew Washington.
Frank Carrera.
We had a great time. Thanks to all who came out. Thanks to all who are watching. We will see you next week.
Next week.
Peace.